how's it going? Caitlin here, and welcome to my kitchen for another week of meal prep. I hope you guys are excited. Meal prep is definitely a love yourself later activity, and you are going to love yourself when you have 3 meals that are fully prepped and everything just comes together seamlessly like your week should. And I promise you that stress reduction will just trickle through to the rest of your week, and it's just gonna feel so darn good. Honestly, you get addicted to it. So if you don't have your prep list handy, I want you to check the description in the video and you will find a link to the prep list right there, as well as premium all access membership as well. So both of those are there. And what are we having this week? We are having tacos to start the week, then Thai coconut soup and mango salsa. That's gonna go over a protein of your choice. It'll go delicious if you're doing chicken, pork, fish, any of those. It's just gonna be good and you're gonna love it, I hope. And as always, you can put these in any order that you want. If you are not feeling soup day 2 and you would prefer to have soup day 1, you can go with that. If you are prepping for your first meal and it's tonight, we're actually gonna be cooking up the tacos in advance. So if you wanna go with that, you can go with that, but they're always good reheated too. So that's why we're going for it. If I've got 3 different levels of prep. So if you are barely feeling motivated at all, you can leave us after level 1 if you want to. If you want to get the time to table results that you see in the meal plan advertised, you're going to want to go for 1, 2, and 3, okay? So if you're up to the challenge, let's go. Let's see how it goes, shall we? We are going to quickly start with getting a little things ready for level 3, which is getting our taco actually ready. So I've got a couple pounds of ground beef here that I'm gonna put in here and start browning just while I'm doing other things, because really, like, browning meat, you don't need to have an awful lot of attention to get it done. So I mean, if your meat over browns, I'm pretty sure it's still fine. At least it is in this house. There we go. Gonna give my hands a quick wash because it's gnarly. There we go. So I've got my meat started in there, and now we can go on and start with our level 1 activities. So first is going to be chopping a couple onions. The first onion that I chop, I'm actually going to just throw right in there with the rest of it. So I've got a food processor, doing a bit of chopping today. So when I know that I'm going to be doing enough chopping, I love to bring out my electric twist and chop. It's a food processor, but it is small and efficient. So it doesn't take up an awful lot of space. It works really quick because the blade for it actually, like, it twirls up and down. So it works very, very, very efficiently. There we go. My onion is officially all nice and chopped. I do press the pulse on it because I find if I don't press the pulse and I just press the button for it to go and leave it to go of its own devices, it's going to chop the crap out of everything, like extremely chopped. Now, one thing, if you are making your meal plan for 1 to 2 people right now and you have bought yourself a pack of mushrooms, but you are only using half of the pack of mushrooms for one of the recipes, I'd say you can process the mushrooms in there and you can put it right in with your taco meat. You're just gonna add extra veggies to your tacos. And I love mixing mushroom with ground beef because you just don't even see it. You don't even notice it. You're just getting extra nutrients. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna chop 1 bell pepper and one more onion. And these are gonna go together for the Thai coconut soup. So I'm just going to process them both at the same time. Might as well make it easy, eh? And you can be chopping your stuff by hand too. Sometimes chopping by hand can almost feel like therapeutic. And I want this meal prep time to feel like a bit of self-care for you, because it is. Like, the rest of your week is gonna come together so smooth when you do this. I know that supper is just, you know, it's between prepping it, making it, eating it, it's like an hour of your day. But if you have a stressful dinner, you end up having a stressful evening. If you're stressed going into dinner, that's just going to carry through as well. So it is just an hour, but it is that hour that you can really make or break your day. If you have a stressful evening, maybe you're not sleeping well, maybe you're carrying that stress into the next day. So even though it sounds ridiculous that supper is so vital, it kind of is. And for a lot of us, it's that time that you're able to sit down as a family and catch up, share stories, connect. And the last thing you want is that time to be a time of stress, right? Like, you want it to be a nice relaxed time, and preparing in advance is one way to make sure that it's nice and relaxed. There we go. It's small, but it's efficient, this machine. So I'm just gonna break up some of this meat before I start crying from the onions. Deco. You're all right. You might not know this, but my dog just saved my life. I was in mortal peril, and she saved me. What would I ever do without her? Okay. I have got 1 jalapeno that I'm going to cut up to add in with the rest of this mixture. And it calls for a 2-piece piece of ginger root. This piece of ginger root is kind of a little, it's kind of skinny. So I'm just gonna use this whole piece, I think. Yeah, I feel good about that. I'm gonna use the whole piece. Because A, I like ginger. B, it's really thin. Maybe your 2-inch piece of ginger is really like chunky and healthy and active looking. Yours could probably beat mine up and outlift it at the gym. So I am going to take the seeds out of my jalapeno because I don't need it spicy, I just want the flavor. I'm actually using the pointy end of my vegetable peeler just to kind of scoop that out of there. You know, you get that little bit of a pointy end of the veggie peeler. It fits well into a jalapeno, actually. I'll avoid touching the seeds as much as I can. A, because I don't want to cry, and B, because I don't want to make my kids cry. So, I'm actually going to use my food chopper for this because I want them quite finely cut. Here we go. So I got my veggies ready for my Thai coconut soup. There we go. Well, I should say I got most of my veggies ready for the Thai coconut soup. We're gonna do the next bunch now, which is slicing up mushrooms. You could use a knife for this. I am using a cup slicer. I have a lot of toys that I like to use. However, I will say in my defense, all of these toys will fit in the dishwasher. So it looks like a lot of effort, but it's really not bad, I promise. So I just got a box of mushrooms, which is 8 ounces, and then I am just slicing them all up with this. Makes it nice and even and also very quick and efficient to get it done. If you want to chop up your mushrooms smaller, you certainly can do that. There we go. And there we go. Mushrooms all cut up. Love that earthy smell. Just smells good. Okay, guys, if that's all you have in you, if that is all the gumption that you have in you at all, then you are done. You have done level 1. You have prepared your veggies, and you are going to love yourself later. If you're still with me, then let's go. I'm going to start getting some cheese ready for tacos. Now is also the time if you want to prepare some extra cheese for kids' snacks or whatever throughout the week. You can do that. Maybe you prepare yourself breakfast in advance and you're using this time and you're chopping up a little extra, you know, onion and peppers and grating extra cheese so you can make yourself some egg bites for grab-and-go breakfast or something like that. Use this prep as a starter, but you can continue with it if you want to prepare yourself even more. If you want to prepare yourself lunches and breakfasts and snacks and all of the things, you go right to town. Do what makes you feel awesome about your week. So I got probably a couple cups of cheese grated. just because when my little guys are eating cheese with their tacos, they're usually not having their stuff all mixed together. They're having like a side of meat and then a side of cheese and whatnot. So the cheese ends up being pretty popular. So I know just to, you know, do up a few extra. If you want to take this time and prepare some extra ground beef, you could do that as well. I'm going to throw a couple cloves of garlic in right now because I'm going to let my garlic cook in there a little bit. And I'm actually going to throw in, I have, you know when you open tomato paste and you don't use the whole can, what I will do is I will take it and I will put it into 1 tablespoon little pieces and then I freeze it so that it doesn't go to waste. So the next time I need it, like I need 4 tablespoons of tomato paste, I know I can just grab 4 little tomato paste pucks and then I'm good to go. So, gonna let those thaw in there with the meat while it's still, you know, cooking. All right, I'm gonna chop some lettuce. Chop some lettuce for tacos now. A very, very, very small task, but it is one less thing that I have to do. You can use any kind of lettuce you want. I bought some of the live lettuce the other night to make, to use for lettuce wraps. I don't know, it's just a nice one to use for lettuce wraps, I find. So, take out some of that. A little bit of dirt at the bottom, I'm just gonna wash that off. Because I don't want to eat dirt. At least not much dirt. I'm sure like a little dirt is fine for you, but I don't want like a ton of dirt. Maybe like a smidgen of dirt, you know? I mean, obviously I'm not too scared of dirt. I've got mushrooms in the meal plan, right? Like, and if you can manage to avoid all the dirt and eat mushrooms, like, I don't know what you're doing. You're doing something different than I am. My mushrooms always come with a bit of dirt somehow. There we go. Got some lettuce, chopped up, ready to go. That is very close to ready, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw in, the taco seasoning. I need about 4 tablespoons. If you have a seasoning that you use often, I'm going to give you this bit of advice. find out how much your lid holds. Because if I put in a heaping lid full, it's about 2 tablespoons. So then I don't have to use a measuring spoon if I'm doing it, because ish is good enough usually. So 1 heaping lid full. Another heaping lid full. Go. That smells good and taco-like. So I'm just gonna let that like cook and do its thing for a little bit, and then we are going to prep some mango salsa. Okay, so this salsa is delicious. We're making a full batch of it here. If you wanted less, you could, because I don't think this is all gonna go on your meat that night. However, you will not regret having this made. So I'm going to throw in my mangoes in here first. So I just take a bag of frozen mangoes, 600 grams, and I'm going to give it a quick little chop, because I still want there to be pieces of mango in it. So I'm going to throw a pepper in there as well. A nice good sized pepper. If you had more jalapenos and you want to put some jalapeno in there, I think this would be delicious. These are some fresh, good smelling peppers. I love it when you get like a really nice feeling bit of produce from the store. It just smells fresh. Oh, so good. So, 1 pepper, now it calls for half of a Spanish onion. I am just putting in a small white onion because whatever, it's gonna be fine. I will survive. And now to put some cilantro in. So I'm gonna put in a fair amount of cilantro because I love it. And I want it chopped up pretty small. I don't know if you're team cilantro or not. It's like, if you love it, you love it. If you don't, you don't. Although my husband hated it, and now he eats it in lots of things. So I think that he has somewhat converted. He's not at the point where he's just gonna pick up pieces of cilantro and snack on them like they're candy, but he's also not turning something away if it has cilantro in it. So if you hate it, it might not be impossible for you to like it. You may not be beyond hope. Not gonna lie, I've got some old cilantro in here too, so I'm kind of picking through and picking the best ones. Could have bought a whole new thing of it, but I just didn't want to put it to waste if it wasn't, you know, gone. My house smells delightfully of tacos right now. How about yours? And if you wanted to, you could always, you could choose to make more. You could just double the making of the onion and hamburger if you wanted to, because you can always freeze that and pull it out on a rainy day and be ahead of the game. And it doesn't take that much longer to do the same thing and just double it. So if you want to put in a little more right now, or you know, in future meal plans, if you're looking at me and you're like, yeah, thanks tips, like could have used that little tidbit well before we started doing this, you're not wrong. But next time you'll know. Bring extra, make extra. Be prepared more. Being more prepared never hurts. Okay, now I think I've used up pretty much everything of my leftover bundle of cilantro that was, you know, kind of questionable anyway. If there's anything left to your cilantro, you can dehydrate your herbs if you want to, and then you can bust them out another day when you're feeling it. All right. Just gonna move this down the sides because A, I want my cilantro to be small. B, I want my onion to be small. I don't want to take a nice big crispy bite up onion. Like, that appetizes you kind of like the Grinch. I just remember seeing Jim Carrey in that movie, like taking a big old bite of onion, and I'm like, All right, so onion and cilantro. All nice and chopped up there. Lovely. And what else do we need in there? I want to add juice of a lime. Lime juice just makes everything better. Gonna throw some salt in there. All I'm actually going to measure my salt over my garbage so I don't actually accidentally put too much in. And a couple teaspoons of chili powder for that extra flavor. So I hope you got some tortilla chips to go with dinner for this, because it is good. It really is. It's one of my kids' favorite, and you know what? There's nothing bad in it, so I really don't mind it being one of their favorites at all. Doesn't take an awful lot of effort to make. You could use any color pepper that you want in there. Like I said, if you want to use a jalapeno, get yourself that spice in there. That's nice too. Here we go. There we go. So our taco meat is all done up. I'm going to throw it in a container. There you go. Tacos are ready to go. I'm just gonna put that lid lightly on there for now while it, cools down a little before I throw it in the fridge. Guys, we have done it. Like, there is so much prepped right now. These meals are gonna come together so quick, and you're gonna love yourself for putting in this time. I hope you enjoy the recipes, and I will see you next week for another week of meal prep. Bye-bye.